Hey y'all, it's me, Being Granny 94602, back with another video. Okay, so I was really, excuse me, I just ate, debating if I wanted to make this video because I don't want to come off as if I don't care, because I do care. Um, I don't want to come off as mean as certain things that you have to talk about delicately. Like I don't want this to come off as a bashing video or a gossipy video or something like that. But since someone did ask about it in the comment section, and I have been talking about Brian Carn, hopefully this is the last video on him because this has gotten on my nerves. I'm going to talk about Brian Carn in this Leticia Brown situation. So, maybe a couple of months ago, Leticia Brown started making these videos about Prophet Carn. Now, it seems that she's been knowing him for the past 6 years and following his ministry. And following his ministry led to her uprooting her children from one city, state, I guess, and moving down to Florida. I'm not really sure if Brian Carn is in Florida. I don't even know that much about him. But anyway, you can go to her channel, and she has a plethora of videos about the subject, and you can hear her entire struggle. Now, the young lady that made a comment on my video said that Leticia had been manipulated and Brian Carn had, I guess, taken her money, booted her out of church, and hurt her and all of this kind of stuff. So there was an incident, I guess, where she had went to a church where Brian Carn was preaching and stood up during service. There is a video floating around on YouTube of this incident, and I guess she was escorted um, out of the church. And it's she has a video where her and her appear to be 6-year-old daughter is talking about Brian Carn hurt them, and they had to go to the hospital after this whole incident. She has a video where her daughter is saying that she hates Brian Carn, but she apologized. The little girl apologized and said a prayer for Brian Carn. And it's sad to me. It's sad, for one, that a woman would allow something like that to happen, disrupt her family, bring her a little girl into a grown-up situation, and then blame a man for it. I don't, we will never know everything that Prophet Karn did or what she did. But from these videos, you can tell that it just really seems like the woman has some mental issues, and some issues that are deeper than just her trying to follow a minister. She said that he prophesied that she would have a son and that he was supposed to be her husband. So she's following him around thinking that he's going to be her husband, and it never happened. Now, I know I have seen a lot of women on YouTube posting these videos about word of marriage. Oh, God told me you was going to be my husband, so you going to be my husband, and all of this kind of crazy stuff. I mean, this woman is clearly old enough to know that when a man wants to marry you, he will, for one, make provisions, ask you to marry him. That's the first step. He's going to ask you to marry him. There is a hair on my glasses. He's going to give you a ring, ask you to marry him, introduce you to his family, all that kind of stuff. That's what happened when you really about to get married. Like, I already knew my husband's family because we grew up together. Like, we were teenagers, so I knew his mom and dad. But when he got ready to ask me to marry him, of course he started taking me around his family more. As a matter of fact, my husband asked me to marry him on Christmas Day in front of his entire family. So if a man wants you to be his wife, he gonna ask you. And if he don't ask you, why would you uproot your family to follow a man? Or no one can manipulate you to do that. If you're an adult, you should that's common sense. And it took you 6 years to realize that that man wasn't going to marry you. 6 years. 6. You don't have an engagement ring. You're not engaged. No, 6 years. And now you're on YouTube making all of these videos that, they're rambling. She's off topic. She lost her kids. They was in foster care. I don't understand all that. I just don't. I'm sorry. And I cannot blame Prophet Carn for that. Women, we have to take care of ourselves and our children. We can't just uproot our kids following some man, and when things don't work out, you put the blame on him. Some of that is your fault. What's wrong with y'all? That's your fault. My kids are grown. My husband that I'm with now is not my first husband. I was a single parent for a while. I kept a roof over my kids' head. I kept a job. I never was running here and there, chasing this man, chasing that man, uprooting my kids. No. No. For one, my mama would have beat the hell out of me if I had. And for two, she had raised a stronger person than that. And I know that everyone doesn't have that type of upbringing that I had. And I know that there are a lot of women out here that have issues with low self-esteem. I know mental illness is real. And if you look at 2 or 3 of her videos, something is just not right. It's just not. And we can't blame, I'm not going to blame Prophet Carn for what happened. I mean, I just can't totally blame him for her situation because she's an adult. She's a grown woman. So she has to take a certain amount of responsibility for what happened. I mean, I feel bad for her. I really do, because it really seems like she loved him. She wanted to be with him. She wanted, that to be her husband. And it's interesting because a lot of women are infatuated with ministers. My husband was a deacon, and some of the stories that, he's told me about how women react to men in power in churches is, it's like they desperate, they thirsty. When I was preaching, men did the same thing for me. When I was a minister, it's just different. People are attracted to people in power. Women are attracted to ministers. Men are attracted to women that preach. Always. That has always been. So I just really think that she was attracted to this young man. Did he lead her on? I don't know. I mean, I can't even put all of the pieces together from her videos because she's all over the place in her videos. So you would have to go watch her videos and try to put the puzzle together to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And I think her name is Leticia Brown. Just look it up. You'll find her. And if you keep typing in, you'll find the video of the incident where she was thrown out of the church. Was that right? I think they could have handled that situation differently, but you don't go to a church service and stand up and try to ask the minister why you didn't marry me or why you lied, or that's out of order. It's out of order. I would never go to nobody's church service and stand up and ask the minister, why you lying? Why you didn't do so and so? No, that's not how you handle things. And I know she said she had been trying to talk to him. Catch him after church. Why she couldn't talk to him after the service was over? Why you got to stand up? And why you had to bring your 6-year-old child to that service if you knew you was going to do that? You was going to, I'm going to stand up and just make it known to everybody. Why would you bring your baby? So yeah, they both got thrown out the service, I guess, kind of manhandled or whatever. Yeah, that was a bad situation. I mean, it's horrible that things like that go on in church, but she never should have brought that mess to the church in the first place. If he wasn't talking to her, he wasn't talking to her for a reason. I don't want to talk to you no more. Why go to church and do that? Go and look at her videos. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go look at her videos. And I hope this kind of answers the question that the young lady had posted to me on the first video. I think, like, how I felt about that guy. Let God punish Brian Carn. Let God do it. Okay? This is vegan granny's opinion. Okay? And I only know one side of the story, and that's her side, because that's the only side that's posted. He hasn't said anything about her, but she done made about 50 videos about him. That should tell you right there that something ain't right. But, and let me tell you guys this. Let me say this before I say anything else. I'm 52 years old. My opinion is probably coming from an old school mentality. Some of you guys, some of y'all in y'all 20s, y'all ain't never lived life, don't know nothing about life. You still trying to figure the things out. Some of the things y'all did, I did that when I was in my 20s. And y'all just now doing it now. What you need to do is find your old head to sit under so you can learn something. Because y'all out here thinking y'all know everything and y'all just as confused. Poor babies. But Granny love y'all. Even when you make me mad, Granny still love you. Okay? Now y'all going over there to Leticia's and watch her videos. And if you got any sense, you probably can only watch a few, because that will have your mind just like, huh? What? What she say? What? Who? I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta go clean up this house before Pawpaw come home, because I don't want Pawpaw to think that all I've been doing is making videos and drinking coffee all day. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.